All right, so here we have the GHS8 HAPE Weebly page. So when we go to GHS8 GHS HAPE 7.weebly.com, this is a page that we land on. Now originally I'd made this to be Brennan started to make this as a Year 7 Weebly page, and we created a separate Year 8 page. Going forward, our idea was that we would put it all on the same page. So this URL will just be GHS HAPE without the 7.weebly.com, and then up the top here we have, I guess, different tabs that you can use for Year 7, Year 8, Year 9. We can add Year 10 electives in there. You can sort of do it in a range of different ways. So far on this particular page, we only have Year 7 content. The separate page that we have for Year 8 will eventually merge onto this page so that it's all stored in one web page rather than multiple web pages. Now, when you click on each of the year levels, you see that there's PE and there's also health. So let's say, for example, Year 7 with PE, I would click on that, and then I would click on which term I want to have a look at with respect to PE, or health. If I click on health, I've got the 4 terms there as well. Now, as we've said quite a few times, this is a bit of a work in progress. We've added a fair bit of content through this year, but I've just been a little bit reluctant to, I guess, to finish it off or to do a heap more work on it, because if everyone else wants to go a different way, then, you know, that's cool. Like, that's fine. But someone else has to be willing to put the work into a different medium, which, you know, I'm not all that willing to do. Now, in terms of an overall outline, we made a Google Doc that has an overall outline, so you can see really quickly what is taught where in each of the year levels, so we can see, you know, when we're doing basketball in Year 7, is it a different time to doing basketball in Year 8, so that if there's a Year 7 class and a Year 8 class on at the same time, we're not clashing with facilities, or trying to avoid clashing with facilities as much as possible. This link is on the Weebly page, so if you click on that link, it has a very, or slightly pretty descriptive kind of outline for each term. So I added a fair bit of stuff in there myself, and then I sent that around, or sent the link around for other people to add in other stuff. Now, this is a live document. Anyone can edit this document, so if you're a Year 8 teacher, you could add in the things that you cover in health. I don't know, because I don't have Year 8s this year. I've only got Year 7s. So in the Year 7 stuff, I've outlined what we've done this year, or thereabouts, so that it's really clear what we're covering in each term for each component of HAPE. Yeah, so there's obviously some blank spots there that other people can fill in that are maybe teaching those subjects. So that link is available on this page, and as I said, the idea is that this page will have everything that we need. So let's go and have a look at all the different pages. So this is the home page. This is the one that we land on. So on this page, you've got the link to the outline, you've got a link to the Jack Plus e-text, and there's just a little bit of information about what's covered in HAPE. That may or may not be accurate. That was Brennan doing that one. Probably not, if it was Brennan. If you click on the next page, we've got a curriculum outline page. So this is linked to and cut from the Victorian curriculum. So it's kind of like our MAP equivalent. So you've got there the achievement standards for each of those different levels, Year 7 and 8, and then 9 and 10. If you want to go and see it for yourself on the Victorian Curriculum website, you can click on that link there. So again, we're trying to make it so that everything that we need across HAPE is all sort of stored on this website. So there's nowhere else you have to go to. I mean, there's links that take you out of the web page to different areas, but basically, you know, any new teacher coming in, we can just say, here's the web page, here's the Weebly page. You can do everything that you need to do based on what's here. not go here for that document, go there for that document, go here for the cat, go there, whatever. So everything's just going to be, well, the idea is that everything is here on this one web page. So if we go ahead and look at, say for example, Year 7, because this is the content that we actually have on here at the moment. PE, we go to Term 1, for example. You can see there we've got Term 1. In Term 1, we've got bat tennis / table tennis. There's some different ideas. Now, for me, teaching Year 7 this year, which I haven't taught junior PE for some time, I didn't really have much of an idea of different games and different ways to teach different sports. So I was constantly kind of talking to other people to try and get some ideas, and sometimes team teaching with different people. And I've got these ideas from different people or things that I've made up and found myself to try and help those teachers. So again, this is something that if we've got a new teacher coming into the school, we can give them this, even if they're not, maybe out of their subject area teaching PE, or maybe like a CRT coming in, or someone taking your class for the day. They can come to this web page. They can say, okay, in Term 1, we're doing softball. What are some different things I can do for softball? So I've put a bit of a description. Again, this is a work in progress. Like I was just trying to jot down. This is sort of a bit of a brainstorm for me at this point. I put down a bit of information about the rules and how that game's played, and I took some photos of the kids playing it so that teachers could kind of get an idea of like how the game's set up and how it should look when it's being played. So again, we've got a bit of a description, some different photos and stuff that I've taken throughout the year. So if you scroll down, there's lots of different stuff. So this is still in Term 1. There's a few screen grabs that I found off a website to do with athletics, some other stuff. Okay, and then we go down to Term 2. There's the Term 2 sports, which should be the same as what we have listed on this document, but just in a fair bit more detail, hopefully. And yeah, I've sort of outlined some stuff there that I haven't had the time to go ahead and kind of like fully explain. But all of that is there. So then again, you see some areas that we still need to fill in. So if we sort of do the same thing and we have a look, for example, at say Term 3, I've chosen Term 3 because I know that I've put a couple of different things in here. So for the fitness testing, I've got an outline of the different fitness tests. There's the different fitness testing norms that we created. That's the PowerPoint. So one of the really great advantages of using something like Weebly is that you can store other documents or links to other websites or videos or photos. Can all be stored in one place. Rather than if you've got a Word doc or even like a Google doc or something, you're pretty limited in what you can add into it. And how it's structured, whereas like with a web page or in particular a Weebly page, Weebly is just a way to create a web page, and it's kind of really structured so that you don't have to think of things for yourself. You just go, oh, I want to do this, which I'll show you very shortly. So we've got a bit of an outline of that particular test. I've taken just a screen grab of the norms for that particular test. The other thing was like, as a teacher that's new to Year 7, I was like, well, which beep test are we using? Where do we get it from? Steve showed me that you could get it on YouTube, so I've put a link to that YouTube version of the beep test, so we don't have to go searching. You don't have to ask someone else. Everything is there. Again, we've got the Illinois agility test. When we're doing this, I remember saying to Gemmell, hey, like I've done the Illinois agility test before, maybe 10 years ago. What are the actual measurements? How do I set it up? So there's a diagram there. I've got a video there of people actually doing it. So new teachers, again, can come in, they can see how to do it. It makes it way easier for them. So I've sort of got that there for all the different all the different fitness tests. I haven't finished that off yet, but you get the idea. If we go in and have a look at health, say Term 1, Brennan's done most of this work, so you can see here Term 1, Week 2 we're doing this, relationships. Obviously Week 1 in Term 1's a bit of a write-off. Got some different references to the text. Again, this is pretty simple. Bren has deliberately not gone into much depth here. He's just put the chapter links because we sort of felt like we were starting from scratch again, because when we went back to doing the maps, we kind of scrapped all our old unit outlines, so we was really sort of starting with nothing. So we've sort of just tried to get some stuff down there, figured we can just pad it out later if this is like a medium that people want to go ahead with. He and I, we're really happy to do it because we think this is a really easy way to do it, and it's a pretty user-friendly way to do it. But again, if everyone decides that we go with a different medium, that's fine, but you will need to find someone that's willing to do it, not just talk about it being better that way. So yeah, we've got a bit of an outline there. So hopefully you get the idea there. You can go to year 8, do the same stuff, year 9, same stuff. We haven't got the content there yet. So let me just quickly show you how easy Weebly is to use. So here we have the GHS HAPE page. Okay, so you can see I've got the different tabs up here. If I want to create new tabs, I can go to pages, and I can do that really easily. Add a new page just by clicking the plus button. Once you've got a page, it's fairly straightforward in terms of building it. So you can see there I've got a heading there. This is what we call a button. So if I want to create a link to a YouTube clip, let's just say, for example, if I go to YouTube and I'll just use the beep test example. Okay, I decide, this is a video I want to have a link to. I've got a couple of options. I can embed it as a button, so I can just go drag this out. Where do I want?
Start level 1.
You can hear the beep just go in the background. Let me just close that. So I'll just show you that step again, because I sort of had to cross back. So if I want to add a button in, okay, I can just drag it in. Where do I want it to go? Do I want it to go under that, or do I want it to go up here underneath that button, or next to that button, or on that side of the button? I can kind of put it wherever I want it to go, and then it's pretty straightforward. I can just go in, button text, what do I want it to say? I want it to say beep test. Then I go back, I can choose different styles, I can choose where it's located in that particular area, and then I can just go to link, Control V to paste it in, and then that button is there, so next person who uses that website can access the beep test really easily. If you don't want it there anymore, just click delete. Pretty straightforward. If you want to add in some text, it's like a text box, I can just add that in there. I can type. You've got your basic controls for your text up there. Jason Goffey is the best. You get the idea. I can add that text in really easily. Again, delete it because I don't actually want it there. There's a whole heap of different things you can do. You can add in images, you can add in slideshows, you can put in a YouTube clip that's built into the page, you can add files in, you can add in audio. Now this probably looks pretty complicated, I guess, if you're not familiar with it, but it's way easier to find your way around than, let's say, for example, if we have a look at Word, which is something we're all familiar with. And so it seems like an easy option because you've used it for a long time. But if you look at how complicated Microsoft Word is to use, you've got these different tabs up the top. Where's the thing I'm looking for? Everything's written really small and it's hard to find. As opposed to with the Weebly page, it's all kind of just there on the side. It's pretty basic, pretty straightforward. Again, I'm not really fussed what people use. I'm happy to work on this with Brennan. So if you want to go with a different method, I'm happy to roll with that, but I'm not overly excited about actually creating it and working on it. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of a rundown of how it works. It should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions.